Okay, guys, this video is going to be kind of a follow-up on how to practice strategic isolation to avoid normies. But this video is going to be more focused on evil people, right? So when I say evil, what do I mean, right? Because a lot of people like to use that word as like just a general statement. But what evil is maybe you come across a psychopath or someone who exhibits those kinds of behaviors, a narcissist, someone who is like egoistic, pompous, full of themselves. I've had experience with these kinds of people, people that are extremely selfish, people that are out to, I guess, harm you, people that are out to, like, criminals and people like that, although I'm not really going to be talking about them as much, but other people like scammers, others such as, let's think here, like maybe even, I'm going a little bit out here, but maybe like the elites and stuff, right? But that's not someone you're going to deal with in your daily life, right? But that's an example of like evil people because of the things that they do, right? Um, but I'm just giving you guys examples. I mean, you know what I'm talking about here. So first of all, how do you spot an evil person? And then the second part of this video is going to be how do you deal with them in most cases, right? Now, when I talk about an evil person, I'm talking about someone that doesn't have any doesn't have any regard for morals, right? Or little regard for morals, right? They're extremely focused on their own gain or the gain of someone else around them, or even then it's just being used for their gain. They are extremely selfish, wicked people, and they will be willing to throw you under the bus for anything. Or they're either so full of themselves and they're so egoistic and narcissistic that they will bully you, harass you, troll you in indirect ways. If you're dealing with a psychopath, they're more than likely just out to get something from you, and they'll use fake charm, and they'll seem very legitimate when you first encounter them. I have personal experience with psychopaths, well, one of them anyway. Um, and the thing is with him is that he was in a perfect position to take advantage of me. I'm not going to go into too many details, but essentially it was just like he'd kind of set the perfect trap for me, right? I'm not going to get into examples, but there are lots of wicked people in this world, and like when it comes to psychopaths, they're out to get something from you, or they're out to, whether it be materially, or like just to make themselves feel better, just to not boost their ego per se, because they're out for prey, basically. It's like a fox hunting chickens, or it's like a lion hunting zebras or something. Yeah. So be very careful when you deal with these people, right? You need to know what to look for. There's a very good channel that I'll link in the description, and I'd recommend you guys check this channel out, especially if you're interested in like learning about narcissism or psychopathy in general or sociopathy, right? And I guess you could lump psychopaths and sociopaths together. They're very similar, but there are differences. But I mean, I guess because sociopaths have empathy, but they don't like use it or show it or something. I'm not too sure. I'll have to read back up on it, but yeah. So with psychopaths, you want to know what to look out for. So you're looking out for charm, you're looking out for natural charisma, and you're looking for any how should I say, warning signs that they're not who they say, right? If they're double faced, right? And if you see it, because here's the thing, here's what I've experienced, right? People often will show you who they truly are in indirect ways. And when I say that, I mean, don't think that the default is not people hiding who they truly are. That's not the default, even with psychopaths and narcissists. They'll show it in their personality, right? For psychopaths, they'll either be indifferent or they'll claim that they're like nihilist and stuff. That's the psychopath I had to deal with, and others, right? Or the narcissist, right, will just be overly pompous, egoistic, that kind of stuff, right, from day one, and you can tell that there's something off about them. So number one, trust your instincts. If your gut is telling you something, it's probably correct. I mean, these instincts have kept our species alive for like since the beginning of humanity, right? So it will do you a good it will do you good to heed the warnings that your body is telling you, or that your gut is telling you, right? If something feels off, then try to remove yourself, right? if you can't limit contact with the person. So as I said, any dodgy behaviors, right? Anything that makes you feel that, okay, this person isn't 100% trustworthy, or that maybe I shouldn't be around them, disassociate yourself. With narcissists, it's similar, as I said, but you want to watch out for a sense of ego, um, uh, just casually snapping out because they lose control over their emotions. And you want to watch out for any, as I said, any signs of egoism, but also any signs of trolling, bullying, harassment, this kind of stuff. You want to watch out, because I'm telling you, these people, yeah, these people are they're very good with manipulation. I said earlier that they don't by default hide who they are, and I stand by that, right? Because the ones that I've encountered, and more generally, right, they don't tend to they tend to show signs. They don't hide their personality either fully or at all, right? So you can spot them if you're careful and if you're out to protect yourself, right? So yeah, back to my point on narcissists, like any signs of trolling, harassment, putting other people down, or another thing as well, when it comes to both of these people and even sociopaths as well, they'll try to what's it called, treat you very well. Okay, there's a certain word for it, but I can't remember. They'll try to sugarcoat you, right? That's not the word, but you know what I mean. They'll try to make you feel good. They'll try to make you feel like you're very special to them, that, oh, you matter a lot, right? If they're actually using their disguises and tricks and mind games, right? Which in my experience, luckily they didn't do, but I didn't heed the warnings. But anyway, I mean, at least not for the narcissist, the psychopath kind of did. But anyway, they'll make you feel like you're working together. They'll make you feel like you matter to them, and then that's them reeling you in like a fish on a fishing rod. And then what do? They strike, they pounce, they drag you out of the water, so to speak. And then what happens, right? You become their prey, right? So, and this is usually happens within 6 months to 2 years, depending on the person and depending on the circumstances. But watch out, guys, there are bad people out there. And I want you guys to again, if they're treating you better, right, then, if they're treating you overly nice, then they're probably a psychopath. Especially if they turn one day like that, yeah, if they turn on just at a random moment and they turn into a totally different person, ditch them. They are fucking dangerous, right? For narcissists, it's not. It is like that, but it's a little bit different, right? And the thing is, these people, they don't give a shit about you. As I said, they're just out to get something from you. Don't believe them, because pretty much everything they say is a lie. But one thing that you can't do very easily is hide who you truly are, even for these people. So if you notice warning signs, yeah, and if your gut is telling you something, I'm going to end the video off with this because it's getting a little long and I'm just repeating myself over and over again. If you notice warning signs, if you notice dodgy behaviors, something being off, get rid of them if you can, or disassociate yourself. It's called going no contact. But for me, because I isolate myself, I usually don't have to deal with this. I don't associate with a lot of people, but back in the past I had to, right? Because I was in certain environments and, I was used. I was harassed, I was treated like shit. If you guys listen back to my video where I explain what happened to my old channel, because of the psychopath that I was dealing with, he stole certain information from me, certain valuable information, and I began to see it everywhere, patterns. I saw the fact that society was evil and ignorant, right? And I'd seen it way too many times, and so I decided, for the sake of the truth, to not spread this information. Of course, now looking back at it, I realize that was stupid. But when you go through something like that, it does have your mind will start to get paranoid, if you know what I mean. When you deal with certain people, your mind goes into fight or flight. And I don't want you guys going through some of the same stuff that I went through. So please, guys, be careful, protect yourself in this society. And lastly, don't underestimate how evil this society is. as we know, society is an offshoot of nature, and nature is like just like brutal. It's free for all. It's a battle royale, right? We are descendants of that, right? So, people like us, like we are more like intelligent than the average person, shall I say? But that doesn't mean that we hold ourselves to a higher standard. That doesn't mean we prey on others, right? That doesn't mean we automatically shit on people just for the sake of it. That's not acceptable, right? But when it comes to like dealing with these people, right, they view you as like with psychopaths. One thing that I know about them, because I've studied them a lot, and I've studied narcissists a lot, is they view you as being stupid for falling for them, right? And they view themselves as being worthy enough to take advantage of you, right? So that's something I want you guys to know, right? Try not to get fooled by these people, right? But yeah, that's it for this video. Leave a like and a subscribe if you enjoyed. Subscribe would be highly appreciated, of course. And yeah, see you in the next one. Bye bye.